Hello, wrestling fans. You are chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. And joining me for this evening is one half of the Platinum Power couple. She had a birthday just last week, and I interviewed Nick Depp on that exact same day. So joining me at this time is Mercy. She's with me right now. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. You had a busy weekend of sorts in Indiana, Kentucky. So let's recap that per se. I see that you had a championship match at Jeffersonville, Indiana. For XCW. You went up against Tegan Rose for the women's championship that they had. Talk about your weekend overall. How did it feel?
It went pretty well. Unfortunately, I did lose. I did not win the XCW women's title, but I'm hoping I'll get a rematch at the next show. We'll see. And then we went to Boonville, Kentucky, which ended up being really far away. It was about 4 hours away, which I didn't realize it was so far. So that was a long day. But it was a good day. We did a seminar with Jake Christ. So I learned a lot, got pretty beat up, but it was a good time.
So speaking of Jake Chris, for those that know, Impact Wrestling star, Ohio versus everything. He's been wrestling all over the country, making a name for himself. Um, Now, talk about that experience you had being in the seminar, learning from Jake. How did that feel?
It was a good experience. He definitely put us to work. He had us running. And so, we were all blown up. We were all out of breath, all beat up afterwards, but it was definitely worth it. We definitely learned a lot. It was a great experience getting to be in the ring with a name like that, someone who's been around and knows his stuff. So it was a really good experience, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do that.
So, let's talk about the couple of you and Nick. I interviewed Nick last week. He talked about the whole journey that led into meeting you and that y'all started to start doing shows together and joining forces and kicking butt and taking names, obviously. So I heard from Nick's side. Now I want to hear from your side as far as you meeting him, getting to know him, and all of a sudden y'all working together. Y'all a couple per se. Talk about from your side, from your perspective, led to meeting Nick and y'all ended up as the Platinum Power couple.
Well, I first met Nick, it would have been in 2020 when I first started with the WWA. But we definitely weren't close back then at all. He was married at the time for one, but I really didn't talk to him much at all. Like we would say a couple things to each other here and there at shows, but he was more of an acquaintance to me than anything. But I respected him as a wrestler a lot. Like he was my favorite guy to watch even back then. I thought he was just the most entertaining, the most talented guy in that company. And so I always had a lot of respect for him when it came to wrestling and would occasionally ask him for advice and stuff like that about wrestling. But it really wasn't until our friend Logan passed away that we really started talking as friends and like getting to know each other more. We both were just going through a lot at that time. We had just lost a dear friend of ours. He was going through a divorce. Like it was a really rough time for a lot of us. And me and him just kind of started hitting it off during that time. We started talking to each other about a lot of different things and getting really close. And as far as us wrestling together, that is actually very new. We never were paired up in the WWA. We didn't do anything together in the WWA at all. So it wasn't until we left and started taking bookings on our own that we decided to join forces. And we thought, we could do because we both are pretty big personalities, and we thought it would be a lot of fun and we would work well together. And so far, it has been going really well. We're having a great time. I'm learning a lot because he's been in the business forever. So there's so much knowledge and wisdom that I get from him every day. And it's such a privilege to work side by side with him.
So, for what Nick told me, he definitely loves being that heel. He loves being that guy that people love to hate, making his way to the ring, seeing the fans booing him and, talking smack to the fans, and just gets all hostile, and security had to intervene per se. So what from your perspective, how's that? How are you feeling about that antagonism, towards the fans? Like, you ain't nothing. Like, you pay your money to see me. Like, what's that like? Just being that character that people love to hate.
It's definitely not for everybody, but I've only ever worked heel. It's what I've always done. It's what I've always wanted to do. As a kid watching wrestling, the bad guys were the ones that I like to watch, and honestly, it's what comes naturally to be out there. Like, that's what I know to do. So I think it's a lot of fun. It can be, for me, it was pretty jarring at first. It could be a little jarring at first, like just walking out in front of this audience and these people just hate your guts, like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, people trying to actually fight me in the audience and stuff. But over time, in a way, it's almost empowering to me, because it's like I'm going out here and I'm entertaining these people, and I feel like the heels especially really get the audience interaction and make the audience more a part of the show. They pay to have that interaction with us and to get in our face and scream at us and have them scream back. And it's like I am able to get that reaction out of people. I'm able to make them feel a certain way, and it's a lot of fun. It's what I love to do. So, but it can be difficult, especially as a woman. I've been called every bad name that a woman can be called, that's for sure. But it comes with the territory.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to entertain the fans. You want to put on a show, obviously. And of course, fans, they're going to feel some kind of way. They're going to get triggered one way or another. Obviously, like the disrespect thing, there's some lines I think that a fan should not cross. Like, obviously putting your hand on each other. That's a no. And that's just some things that you shouldn't say to the performer. Like, yeah, you hate me, but just remember there's a human behind this character,
Yeah, exactly.
I had to go home. I don't go home being this badass character. I'm someone behind this character. So yeah, it gets very hostile. But hey, at the end of the day, you go out there to perform. You go out there to entertain. Long
Yeah,
as
you
they
definitely have to have a thick skin, really, to go out and perform in front of an audience in general, but especially to go out there and purposely piss people off. You know that you're gonna get a little backlash, and you have to be ready for that.
Yeah. So what I have learned from the pictures, the footage, is that Mercy and Nick Depp are quite the professionals of pissing people off.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, when you do that, you have something going. So I see that you done some managing. If you're also getting the chance to wrestle, you've been involved with wrestling since 2020, obviously, dating back to WWA days. And now you are branching out. You and Nick are branching out. So, we're getting to the last almost month and a half of 2023. The year is starting to wind down, get into the holidays. What does Mercy have in store or better yet, Mercy and Nick, what do y'all have in store for the remainder of the year as far as maybe some upcoming shows?
We actually have this next weekend off. We are taking the week off next week and relaxing, which we haven't done in a while. We've been going nonstop these last couple months, but we do have a week off next week. And then the week after that, will be in Evansville, Indiana with Refocused Wrestling. He's wrestling Rob Conway, and I am wrestling BB Cook. So that'll be on the 25th in Evansville. But next week we do have a little time to relax, which we haven't had in a while. So that'll be nice.
Okay, so Refocused Wrestling in their current home, Evansville, Indiana.
Yes.
So you going up against BB Cook. I'm very familiar with that name. And of course, Nick going up against former WWE star Rob Conway. So go check that out if you are in the Evansville, Indiana area and support independent wrestling. Support these talented wrestling stars that you see. And they're going to give it their all. They're going to put on a show for you all. So, what are your goals for 2024? Like, as far as maybe championships, maybe more matches, more opportunities. What's some of your goals for 2024?
I definitely hope to see some gold next year. I haven't actually won a single title yet in my career. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to do so, but I would love to either be a women's champion or a tag team champion with Nick. I think that would be awesome if the Platinum Power couple held some tag team gold. And I really hope that I get just more opportunities to get in the ring. I've been getting a lot more opportunities recently, but there are some times that I'm still just managing Nick. It can be a little difficult for me to get booked in matches just because there's not as many women. And I'm also very small. I'm only 5 feet tall. So sometimes people are like, oh, we don't know what to do with her. Like, what's she going to do? But I am capable of so much more than people realize. And once they see me in action, they realize that, hey, she can actually work. Like, we can do stuff with her. So I'm hoping to get my name out there more and get more opportunities next year.
You're quite intimidating for 5 foot tall. It's just basically saying, hey, don't let the size fool you.
Exactly.
You must be the most intimidating 5 foot person I've ever known or seen, per se. I've seen the pictures. I've seen how you interact with the fans. It's just from, social media, obviously. So check out Mercy, Nick Depp, Refocus Wrestling, Evansville, Indiana. That's coming up soon. They will be posting more info on their social media sites, Facebook and Instagram. So check out Mercy, the Platinum Power couple. Definitely has a nice ring to it. And go check them out, and they will make y'all miserable, but you're gonna have fun. They gonna
Exactly.
they're gonna make you feel some kind of way, and you're gonna go home like, oh, I went into Mercy and Nick and they caused me trouble. Like, yeah.
Always a good time though.
Always a good time. So Mercy, who are some wrestlers, since we are talking looking ahead 2024, who's some people out there on the indie scene that you will like to cross paths with someday? Maybe go one on one. Who are some of the performers on the indie scene you want to go up against?
Ooh, that's a good question. Really? I'm not as well versed on people in the indie wrestling scene as I should be. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, so I don't know a lot of these names. And usually whenever I am just entering a company, like I'll start researching the people then and being like, oh, who are these people? Who are they about? Because I really didn't know too much about, like, I was really in my own bubble in the WWA. Like, we never interacted with people in other companies at all. So it's like those people are the only people I knew. And I didn't really know what was going on outside. So I'm like just now like starting to actually research what else is actually going on out there, what other people are doing. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of knowledge about that kind of stuff, but I am now learning and meeting new people and researching people and seeing what everybody's about. But yeah, like I was really in my own little bubble in the WWE and didn't know what was going on outside of that at all.
So there was an individual by the name of Connor Case. He's from that area as well.
Yeah, I
Says he
know.
said, and he said some nice things about you on the post that I made, and I would like to read that comment to you on the air right now. And here's what Connor said. She used to be in the company I'm in now. Great wrestler, but even greater person. This one should be good. That is from Connor Case. Uh, he's an awesome dude. Shout out to Connor. Very good dude. Got a bright future as well. And
Oh, for
see,
he's such a sweet kid and he has such a passion for wrestling. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to stick to it until he gets exactly where he wants to be.
so now that I know the Platinum Power Couple, and now that y'all do be in Kentucky every now and then, I might have to go see the Platinum Power Couple in person in 2024.
Absolutely.
So I know the only thing you have planned as of right now is Evansville, Indiana, but I'll keep an eye out for 2024. Next time y'all make y'all way around Kentucky, I'll definitely cross paths with y'all at some point.
And hopefully we'll be branching out even more in 2024 and going to some states we haven't been to yet. Who knows?
Yeah, so the tri-state area that is a boatload of promotions that would love to have these services of the Platinum Power Couple. I know some Kentucky promotions that would love to have Nick and Mercy uh, uh, part of their show, part of their rosters. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, Nick gonna do great things. You definitely making a name for yourself. And I mean, the fact that you got a championship opportunity just recently, it just shows you that there's something there and that you are striving for more opportunities, striving to get better. I think the future is bright for you and Nick, being one of the most dominant duos in wrestling.
That's the plan.
Well, Mercy, it was great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time. Shout out to Nick. And I literally interviewed him on your birthday. So I hope that didn't interfere with your birthday at all.
I was a little bit mad. I was like, really on my birthday? But it was okay. And I listened to it and he said nice things about me. So I let it go.
My apologies. But Mercy, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much, and continue success with you and Nick. And check out We Focus Wrestling in Evansville, Indiana. That's coming up right around the corner. Thanksgiving weekend, pretty much. So get ready for that after the Black Friday and the shopping and nonsense that's happening there. Go to We Focus Wrestling at Evansville, Indiana. Mercy is going up against BB Cook. Nick Depp goes one-on-one against former WWE star Rob Conway. Thanks again for your time, Mercy. Great chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right, you have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, bye-bye. All right.